So for these stretches and exercises to help improve bunions, you'll need a towel and a looped band. Now, if you don't have either of these with you, that's okay. I'm going to show you ways to do without them, but to get some good exercise work, go ahead and get those. So if you don't have those, hit the pause button and then come on back. So if you have bunions, you know that they can be super duper painful. They're a big bump here, and a lot of times that is because your bone up top actually shifts over, and then a lot of times shoes become very uncomfortable and people end up wearing flip-flops and things, and then they get a whole bunch of other issues. So these are some great ways to reduce that pain and kind of help shift those bones back into place. Now, it's not going to be a permanent fix, but it should really help. So the first one is just going to be toe curls. So this is where you can do with or without a towel. So all you're doing is just kind of like it sounds, is you're curling those toes. So if you don't have your towel, just try and curl those toes. Maybe if you have a rug or carpet down underneath, you can try and squeeze that. And depending on your toes, you might have a lot of movement and you might not have a lot of movement at all. My family members can actually pinch people with their toes. So those people might have a lot more movement. So you can do it without it, or you can take the towel and then it kind of gives you something to work on. So now you're just trying to scrunch, crunch, or curl up that towel with your toes. So be careful and gentle with these because your toes might want to try and cramp up on you. So you don't have to do a lot to start off with. Just trying to get that movement more than anything else, not necessarily if you're accomplishing crunching up the towel or not. So you can do that for time or you can do it for reps, whichever one is more comfortable for you. So then the next one is just going to be toe spread out. So all you're trying to do, just kind of I'm doing with my fingers, you're trying to spread those toes out as much as you comfortably can. So I'm just spreading like you're trying to wave those toes, and just hold it for a little bit. And same thing, it's going to really depend on your toes of how much you can actually spread them out. Some people have a lot of movement in their toes and some people don't have a lot of movement at all. And you can see some of my toes move more than others. Some of them I think have been broken from many years of soccer, but they have grown back how they have wanted to. So again, just kind of doing your own pace, what you can, depending on your feet. It might try and cramp up on you if you spread them out like that a lot and you haven't done that before. So starting off with a little bit and then really try to spread them out a lot as you go will help in getting those muscles moving and getting those joints moving back into place. So again, just really nice big spread out. You can do them for reps or you can do them for time, whichever one is more comfortable for you. So then the next one is really just working on this big toe here. Now you can get bunions on the other side, but the most common one is on the big toe, that first ray, the bunion right out here. And so doing a toe circle, you're going to use your hand to help with that. And so all it is just kind of how it sounds. I'm grabbing that big toe or that first ray and I'm just making circles with it. Again, to your comfort level. You're not yanking and pulling on it where it's painful or it hurts or anything like that, but you're just making circles. So maybe doing 10 one way and then 10 rotating back the other way. Again, as long as it's comfortable, you can do it for time if you don't really want to count out your reps. So make sure you're doing rotations both ways with the circles, clockwise, counterclockwise, and make sure you're working on both sides. Because even if you don't have bunions on both sides, it might be good to work both sides out anyways. So then the next one is just going to be a double movement. So it's going to be a plantar flexion of your foot and then a toe curl. So all you're doing here is you're going to point, do that plantar flexion, and then try and curl your toes as you point out. So then I'm going to come back up and then point and then curl my toes. So see, again, you can see I'm not making a whole lot of movement there, but I'm pointing and then I'm flexing and curling those toes and then coming all the way back into the up position. So pointing down, curling, and then coming up. So same thing again, you can do reps for that, or you can do for time. But when you're doing the pointing and the curling, be careful for the cramping because it's definitely possible that it could happen. Now, this is with the loop band. Again, you don't have to use a loop band. You can even skip this exercise if you don't have a loop band, but it's a nice way, again, to get some exercise in the big toe. And so it's almost more of like an isometric exercise because I'm not, of course, I don't have enough movement to do my big toe like this. But what I'm doing is I'm holding the band with my big toes and then I'm just pulling my feet out and then slowly coming back in. So it's almost like if I was doing that external rotation with my arms, but I'm doing that with my toes. So I'm going out and then nice and slow coming back in. So you can see I'm rotating out. I'm not rotating my whole legs out. My knees are kind of staying in one spot. So I'm getting that rotation more here. So I'm not doing this where I'm getting the whole leg. I'm pulling those toes out this way and then nice and slow coming back in. So that's really working those muscles around that big toe, that first ray, and it feels really good. So it doesn't take a lot. These are smaller muscles, so you can even, maybe just try 3 or 5 and see how you feel. Even if it feels okay the first couple of times you do it, don't do a whole lot more because you want to see how you feel the next day and the day after that when the delayed onset of muscle soreness happens, instead of just doing too many and then being really sore. And then standing up, now I'm just going to do some heel raises. So working all the muscles around the feet is really good too. The calf muscles down to the Achilles tendon and the foot where the plantar fascia area is, all those work together. So when the muscles aren't working and you get that bunion, when the joint actually moves, then everything isn't kind of working how it's supposed to. So strengthening all those muscles around it will help. With heel raises, it's kind of like it sounds. You're lifting up your heels. I usually like about hip shoulder width apart from my feet, but if you don't have great balance, you can go out a little bit further or hold on to a countertop, or if you've got a cane or a walker, hold on to those until you try them and you see how comfortable you are, because you want to focus on the movement, not focusing on your balance and if you're going to fall or not. But you're just going up, bringing those heels up, heel raises, and nice and slow coming back down. So it's not just up and down where you're using just gravity to bring you back down. Really control the movement as much as you can so you're working those muscles to help everything get stronger, to keep those joints together where they're supposed to be. So same thing, you can do it for time or you can do it for reps, but again, since these are smaller muscle groups besides the calf, start off slow, go a little bit more as you feel like you're doing good and then you're not having any soreness. If you'd like to help support my channel, click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe down by Remy. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.